And this took a while. But if you're setting up your layout, right? First thing in your layout, this double claw layout works like the best. This is what we call double claw layout, right? Your thumb moves and rotates and aims your sights. The other thumb is used to maneuver. This finger is used for jumping and the alt. This finger is used for manual fire and using your ability. So that's what works the best to me. That's from Atomic. That's where I learned that. Now the next thing I didn't realize, which is super important, always leave aiming friction on because it actually helps you. Always lose aiming assist snap because that also helps you. Like if your crosshair is floating around and the person's there, they'll snap to the person. All the really good players are using it. You choosing not to use it because you want to feel superior just gets you killed a lot. Use it. Aim assist is also pretty decent. I mean, auto fire is pretty decent because sometimes a character will roll into your view and you're not fast enough to press the fire button, but the computer is, so you're able to get some hits on people that you probably wouldn't get if you were trying to manual fire control the whole way. So it makes sense. Reload to disengage is a really bad idea. Never play with that. There are some characters you could, but it's still a very bad idea. It's super dangerous because while you're reloading, you can't fire. That's how you get killed the most. So never use that. And auto fire, like I explained, it's an advantage. You don't want to handicap yourself. And the way you disable auto fire is you aim down at the floor. And the reason you have to be able to do that is characters like Jabali's second ability or second alt is a shield that if you fire at it, it reflects 60% damage back at you. So soon as you see that thing, you aim to the floor so you don't kill yourself. You look down and run away until that shield is gone. Unless you have Victor and you can just run into the shield and break it. Or you have Lala Pop with Labula, will transform him into a little Labula, and that finishes it. Another one that counters it is the Disco Ball from Scatty, her second alt. That also counters that really effectively. Super freaking annoying. Yeah, that's why if you play snipers like Osas and Hualing, every shot they give you a manual aim button. There is no auto aim with those characters. The other thing I found out is, which I did not know, your horizontal sensitivity and your vertical sensitivity needs to be high. Like the lowest you can have is what you saw mine was at, like around in the 70s, in the 80s. You want those to be high. The mistake I was doing is I was playing snipers with this thing in the 20s. And oh my god, that is horrible. Like you literally cannot move fast enough to shoot stuff, so you'll wind up playing the whole game getting shot in the head by other snipers and every other character in the game without it being at least 80. When you move your finger, it actually tracks where your finger is moving, so you can slide your finger around like in an S pattern. You'll see your crosshair travel in that S pattern. When you're at like 20%, it's like when you're on 80 or better, it slides across the screen with your hand. It almost looks like it's tracing after your hand. One player told me that if you're playing a flanker, you should put that at least at 120. So those are like simple little tips that I did not know, but that's a big deal. Another one that's pretty important is I use my acceleration sensitivity on distance mode. So the more I drag my finger, the more I spin. And I have it at 80 also. So when I slide my finger across the screen, the character will flip 180. So it's not 90 degrees. It's almost, if I go halfway across the screen, I'll turn 90. If I slide my hand real quick, my character just flips. So that's why that number needs to be high too. Vertical sensitivity, scope sensitivity, I also brought that up into the 40% because I had that low too. 40 seems good. I think if it's any faster, it's so floaty, I can't really aim with it. So to me, that's what it is. But you should play around with these like in the test mode to figure out like what's good for you. But these minimums, like I'm saying in the 80s at least, is important because any like 30s, 40s, 20s, holy shit, you cannot play. You will die a lot. So it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. But yeah, like that's why when people are like, oh, it's pay to win. In what way? You don't learn that by what money gets you that. What money gives you that knowledge? There is no money that can get you to figure out those things I just told you. Somebody either tells you that or you figure it out on your own through a lot of playing. But you ain't gonna be able to put $100 in the game and knowledge just appears in your head. That's not how it works. That's why Catalyst Black, the game I used to play, they literally introduced a pay to win item that after you buy it, you could beat people who've been playing like myself for 2 years. You can literally beat me 95% of the matches if I did not have the counter to with that item. If I didn't have the counter to the item, or if I wasn't playing the item myself, I would lose like 90% of the time when it was first introduced. They nerfed it. It dropped down to like 80% of the time. If I'm not playing the hard counter and or have the piece of equipment with me. That's freaking pay to win. That's how pay to win works. I buy an item, no matter how good I am, no matter when I got it, if I have it, I win. Most of the time. That's what a pay to win item is. Oh, any advantage is pay to win. That shit makes no damn sense. That makes zero sense. That's not how that works. It's when something is so broken that soon as the person buys it, no matter when they came into the game, they are dominating. That is what a pay to win item is. Being able to pay to either buy skins or to try to get stuff faster because you're playing a lot anyway, you're still going to be ahead of anybody. If you grind as much as I do, you're still going to be ahead of everybody else. Whether I put money in it or not. I'm only handicapping myself because I'm just like, I'm just going to not put any money in it, not support the devs because I want to be wholesome. Get out of here, man. That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But when people explain that to me, it pisses me off because true pay to win is literally getting you get the item and you're damn near unkillable or you're killing everything. If you put money in something and you are paying for it and you're not winning with it, that is not pay to win. Man, I'm playing with people who are level 10 with my level 7 characters and my level 5 characters and whatever, and you're still dominating. There are guys who are so good. There's one guy who's so good that he leaves his hunter at level 1 and he's able to basically dominate the game. Let's see what you're doing. If you're playing rank, I'm not. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, but it's such a strange thing people like to say, man. It bothers me because my son plays this game called Bed Wars on Roblox, and he goes, "Yeah, that game's super pay to win. You get this one item, like you're unkillable, and you just beat everybody in the game. That's pay to win. That's how it works. You buy it and you don't lose. You pay and you won. If you're paying and you're still losing, how the hell's that pay to win?" That's just the weirdest take I've ever heard in my life.